Hey guys, young man back. I figured out that if I turn off the ceiling light, it has actually better lighting because I have a little lamp right there. So, this one is going to be a little different. Um, the thing I like to promote here on the channel is brain activity and how to get it going better. So, a great way to do that is to just think about stuff. Who knew practice makes better? Not always. If you have imperfect practice, then you just learn to do things imperfectly really good. So perfect practice makes perfect. Practice does not make perfect. But anyway, um, this whole thing is gonna be a little crazy and it's gonna sound insane, but you don't realize how much if you think you aren't a trusting person, you are. Just to this it's gonna this one's insane, but um, most things in your life are based on trust. Like, can you prove that a country you don't live in actually exists? Can you do you have personal experience there? Probably not. If you haven't been to that country, then you have no personal experience there. You might have, like, let's say for example, probably most of you haven't been to Madagascar ever. Can you prove that that place actually exists? Sure, there's pictures of it on the internet, and it's rare enough where you probably don't know anyone who's been to Madagascar like personally. You might know them through the internet, but there's AI, and AI has actually been out for a lot longer than you thought, but it's been worked on for decades. It's only gotten popular recently, but you can't you can't actually prove that the people online are real either. They could just be in AI. So, can you actually prove that that place is real? Like, I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not trying to be delusional here, but if you just give it a really good thought, like, this is how the conspiracy people get like this. They take it more seriously on top, and they look at more evidence. I'm not looking at any evidence right now at all, but I definitely see how they get there. But you can't prove that that place actually exists. I have no personal experience there. Um, you don't know anyone, or if you do know someone, you're trusting them, and you're trusting the internet that it's telling the truth. People out there genuinely believe that places like Australia or China or the U.S. or the U.K. don't exist because they think that the people on the internet are lying to them. So, just something to think about is, are you trusting the right people for the right reasons? And this one's not scripted at all, but I'll probably script future videos because this one's kind of wandering. But are you? But you can trust someone for the wrong reasons, or the right reasons. The reasons I would say are right are, do you benefit from it? Like, if you've trusted this person in the past before and it's helped you out, like you've listened to their advice and then it worked out, then you can probably trust their advice on other stuff. Maybe. But you probably wouldn't trust, if you have a random family member who's really good at one thing, you probably wouldn't trust them at, like, if they were really good at fixing cars, you probably wouldn't trust them to build you a porch because they're not really related. Just because they're good at one thing does not mean they're good at the others, and you should trust them with everything. So this video's I kind of all over the place, but it's just, be careful about who you trust, and trust for a good reason. And I cannot emphasize the importance of trust enough. Like, you can't. Can you even prove that yesterday happened? Not really. You can't even prove that anything is going on. There's a whole lot of philosophical debates about you could be just a brain in a jar and you're just imagining it. Woo. Which you can't prove it's not true. So, I don't know if it's true or not, but here's another thing. Doesn't matter. Does it really matter if you're a brain in a jar or if you're an actual person sitting there? Um, okay, well, let's how I assess if it matters or not. Does it have any effects? And if so, what are the effects? So, if you're a brain in a jar, you're still like living what you think in this world. So, if you're a brain in a jar or a person actually like sitting there, doesn't really matter. So, even stuff on the internet that you can trust it or not, but does it actually matter? Like, how does it affect you? Like, well, I pointed at the screen, not the camera. How does it affect you? There, that's better. Um, so kind of all over the place. Very interesting. Try and get your mind going, not like crazy, but try and get your brain working. I don't know how a hand signal for brain working. Think, turn the gears in your head. So just philosophical questions pretty much always get your brain going. So I don't know, just try to think about that more. Think about who you trust, why, if they're good reasons, if they're bad reasons, um, and does a lot of the stuff you're concerned with actually matter? Like, will it have an effect later or no? Like, a lot of you out there are probably concerned about something that has no effect at all. Like, if you only do something that only if you do something that only matters to that thing, then probably really doesn't matter. Like, you if um, if you want like a video game, you want to hit number one in the region or something. Does it really matter? Like, does it have an effect on your actual life? I'm not saying you should quit, but just do things that matter. This is a and this also touches on another part of my philosophy here is that since there's so much crap out there that you can't really trust, it dilutes a lot of the purpose of things down enough where you can't really prove that anything actually matters because you can't prove that anything is actually real. So you choose what matters, because not if nothing matters, then you just choose, because there's no, like, what's the point in believing that nothing matters and that's it? So you may as well get something out of it. So very all over the place, but just do what you think matters. You choose what matters. I'll use this hand now. You choose what matters. There, I'm telling you what to do. But no, but it's like, even question me, please. Don't trust anyone 100%. That is such a bad idea. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Um, I have a problem with that with the Western school system here, is that they just teach you just to trust things and listen to authority. Really bad idea. You shouldn't just trust things 100%. Always question stuff. Please make it make sense in your head, or at least know the reason why they're telling you that information. Are they telling you it for your own good, or are they telling you this information for their own good? Because even if they aren't lying to you, they could be hiding facts. That's a whole different thing of like double speak, is or not that I don't know if that's correct or not, but you can still hide facts from them, which changes your perception on things. So never 100% trust and go with people. Big problem with today's society where for some reason we picked like sides. Why? Like, oh, I'm on, I don't know, side one. It happens a lot in politics. I'll use Donald Trump because he's popular. Might put it in the title to get more views. Woo, small YouTuber. But like just saying that the opposite side is evil and that Trump is the only way. Um, that's that's not a thought through response. Not thought through things are dumb. Sometimes they just work, but it's not thought through. Just to go, oh, like to blindly believe in someone, that helps them more than it does you. So focus on the things that help you, which is the only way to figure out if something is helping you or the other person more, or maybe it's helping both of you. But you have to ask, how does it help? Should I trust this person or should I not? Should I trust this source? Should I not? Should I trust this random kid in a chair with a green shirt that says Raleigh? I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm delusional. But long rant here. I like rants and things like this. You could tell with my hands. So I don't know. I did intend this to be like a philosophy and manipulation channel. So big part about manipulation, lies, and getting people, or it's not it can be about lies, but it could also be about getting them to believe your perception on things. That's why I'm not a big religious nut either, because it's like you stop being your own person, you start belonging to something. So big advocate for spirituality and religion. I'll ignore that because that's a big topic that I haven't thought through about it. I can't just go off the top of my head about it right now. This is more of a rant. Dang rant. So if you want a full video on spirituality versus religion, go ahead, list it in the topics. Damn, 13 minutes. But also, that's a big reason why I don't like. Well, it's not that I don't like swear words, that they can be used. I don't mind, like saying them and whatnot. I don't say them in the. Well, I'll say them in the videos maybe, but it'll come when they're called for. But the reason that I don't really like swear words, and you can roast me in the comments for being a crybaby, is that it really it means so many words that it dilutes the definition. Like you could say, "Man, I love that shit," or "That's the shit" is a pretty standard one, or "crap" or something like that. It can mean. I'm just like getting threats for some online Norton thing, but it can mean so many different things that it's like you can hear it out of context, and you have no idea what the person is talking about. If you hear the specific thing like, "Oh, this truck doesn't work anymore," versus "this shit doesn't work in it anymore," it can mean two different things. So, long rant about just trust and take everything with a grain of salt. Every single thing. People tend not to do this, because it takes a lot of effort. Like your brain takes a ridiculous amount of resources just to keep going. It takes 20% of all the energy you intake through food. This is like this brain meat thing you have in here. It's like 4 pounds, 3 4 pounds, depending on your body weight. I'm pretty light. I'm pretty skinny. Look at me. I'm skin and bones. but but it's like depending on your body weight, it's like it's much less than a tenth of you. It's like less than a 20th of you on some people. But it takes 1/5 of all the resources. It takes a lot of effort to keep this thing going. Also, a fun fact is that chess people, like grandmasters and stuff, when they're in tournaments, can burn like 4 to 5,000 calories a day just by thinking, because they're trying to plan so much stuff. So this thing takes a lot of energy, and we have evolved to not use so much energy, because those who use more energy died. So it's not in our nature to think about stuff more. So I guess go ahead and think about that, or don't think about that either. Go ahead, tell me why I'm wrong, why I'm right, why thinking about stuff is good or bad, or why you should just trust stuff randomly. Go ahead, try and convince me. I'll be open minded about it, but probably not, because I haven't seen good enough evidence to just trust someone blindly. I don't know. I think I've run out about things to rant about today. Just, I don't know. Look, homework for today. Look up conspiracy theory. I can't think of one off the top of my head, because I don't know. I call it the spotlight effect, when you're put on stage and then your mind goes blank. So I don't know. Look up conspiracy theory. I'm sure it'll be fun. It could be completely fake, but it's just a different perspective. I think that's important, is getting a different perspective. Because when you take a different perspective, you're not just taking that different perspective, but you're also looking at your own perspective with a more objective standpoint. Because when you look at things only through your perspective, it's biased. So at least when you look at stuff through other people's perspectives, you get less biased. I think that's important, because then you shouldn't even trust yourself, because you've been wrong before in the past, haven't you? I know you have. I have been. And I'm not just trying to be egotistical here. Everyone's been wrong. Impossible to not have been wrong. So, I don't know. You have to trust people, or else you can't really survive in today's world, but don't trust them 100%. It's all about finding a balance. It's pretty, how would they say it? I forgot what it was. Pretty, well, now that's going to bug me not knowing what I was going to say. But just think about stuff. It's important. Think about what matters. Think about what doesn't matter. Think about who you should trust and why. It's also great to get rid of manipulators and stuff like that, is why you should trust them. Maybe you shouldn't trust them. I don't know. I think that'll be the end of my rant, right before 20 minutes, because damn, that's pretty long. But I don't know. I might cut this into shorts. Okay. I guess I'll see you, and I'm out. Because, wait, not out yet. I haven't said my catchphrase. To be aware, analyze, and have a good effect.